This is George, co-founder of SoloSuit, and today I'm going to show you folks in Tennessee how to respond to a debt collection lawsuit. First thing you need to know is that you only have 30 days to respond before you automatically lose your case. That means your deadline, you only have 30 days to respond, otherwise you lose your case. All right, you lose it. And that is laid out in Tennessee Rules of Civil Procedure. Quote that to your friends. That's Rule 12.01. You only got 30 days to respond. Now, there are 4 steps to respond to your debt collection lawsuit. I'm going to go over each of those steps in this video. As a summary, first, you create the answer document. Second, you answer each issue of the complaint. And third, you assert your affirmative defenses. And then fourth, file the answer with the court and serve the plaintiff. There you go. Those are the 4 steps. We're going to go over those in our video. In case you don't already know, SoloSuit can actually do this for you. It is a pretty complicated process, but SoloSuit can do it for you. Most people at this point in the video, they just go over to SoloSuit.com and they get started because it's so easy. Okay, you can just we just ask you a few questions on the website. You give us some answers. We use your answers to generate your answer document, and then we have an attorney review it and we file it for you with your court. All right, we make sure that it gets to your court and the opposing attorney so that you can win your lawsuit. We have an awesome track record. 80% of our customers, either their case gets dismissed or they settle for less than they were being sued for. All right, so basically, you might be saying, hey, wow, why don't I just use SoloSuit and respond to the lawsuit? Basically, there's no reason not to. So go over to SoloSuit.com and you can get started. Our customers love us. Here's one Google review from our friend George Harris. He said, when an aggressive debt collection law firm served a summons even when a request was made for verification, I needed a defense, I needed to answer quickly, and I came across SoloSuit. The service was quick, fast, and on time. Now the firm has to put up or shut up. That's right, George Harris nailed it. Thanks, SoloSuit Team. No, thank you, George. My name's George too, so I'm always a fan of other Georges out there. So step 1, create your answer document. It's pretty straightforward. You know that you're being sued when you receive a summons and a complaint in the mail. Okay, a summons document looks like this in Tennessee, and it tells you that you're being sued. A complaint document in Tennessee looks like this, and it tells you why you're being sued. Okay, when you receive these documents, you need to respond by filing an answer document with the court in Tennessee. All right, the answer document responds to all the paragraphs on the complaint. And you start off by making your answer document. You add just like the basic info of the case. So you add your name, like your contact information, basically, the name of the plaintiff, the name of the attorney's plaintiff. Then you add the name of the court, you add the case number, and you add all these things into a caption on the answer document. It's supposed to be formatted properly. The courts sometimes reject it if it's not formatted properly. So you got to make sure that it's formatted just the way the courts want it. And that can be kind of tricky, right? You got to really just put it in the right caption in the document so that they'll accept it. All right, so that's step 1, is create your answer document. Step 2 is respond to each item in the complaint. Okay, so the complaint contains a bunch of numbered paragraphs, and each numbered paragraph is an allegation, a statement against you. Sometimes people think that they're like questions or something on the complaint. No, the complaint, it's not called the questions document. No, it's called the complaint. So they're actually just complaining about you, right? They're making a bunch of statements about you that they say are true. And in the answer document, you respond to that complaint and you say whether or not these things are true or not. So each numbered paragraph, you need to respond to each one. And you can respond in one of 3 ways. You can either admit it, or deny it for lack of knowledge. Okay? So if you admit a paragraph is true, then that basically means that you agree with everything in that paragraph and it will become legal fact in the case. If you deny a paragraph is true, then you're saying you disagree with something, or how we think about it here at SoloSuit is actually that you want to make the court, make the plaintiff prove that paragraph is true. Okay, so you're basically, by denying it, you aren't exactly saying it's not true, you're really just saying that you refuse to admit it. And then third option is deny for lack of knowledge. The ultimate great answer for undecisive people. You can just say, basically, I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't have enough information to say whether or not it's true. So there you go. So those are like the basic, that's like the basic idea there. For responding to every paragraph in the complaint. A good thing to note is that oftentimes attorneys recommend that you just deny everything. All right? They say don't admit anything, don't even worry about saying deny for lack of knowledge. Just deny everything in the complaint and take it to court. Okay, so that's what a lot of people recommend. Okay, you might be wondering, hey, what does an answer document look like exactly? Hey, well, here's a picture of one of our answer documents at SoloSuit. Okay, really time-tested document. We file answer documents in courts all across the US. Our answer document is one of the most used court documents in the US. And it has really great success record, right? It gets a lot of people, gets a lot of their cases dismissed, just like tossed right out of court if you file this answer document. Step 3, list your affirmative defenses. Okay, this is a really important step. It's actually a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If you don't make your affirmative defenses now, you can't make them later. Okay, so what is an affirmative defense? Affirmative defense in Tennessee is basically a defense, like a reason you're staying, why the judge should make you win, right? Why the plaintiff should lose. So it's basically like defenses that you're bringing into the case. So it includes things like you don't owe the money. Great. You are not the owner or co-signer of the account and the lawsuit's an error. The contract was canceled. You have proof that the debt was paid. You are a victim of identity theft. And everyone's favorite, the statute of limitations has expired. Okay, statute of limitations, a lot of people always ask about it, so I'm going to tell you more about statute of limitations right now. So the statute of limitations in Tennessee is laid out in Tennessee Code, Title 28, Section 28-3-104. All right, remember that. All right, Section 28-3-104. And I think more generally it's just laid out in Section 28-3. So you can check that out, and that's where a lot of the statute of limitations are. And a statute of limitations, just to be clear, is literally that statute that limits the amount of time someone can take an action against you. So in this case, what we're talking about is a statute of limitations that puts a deadline on how long a plaintiff can come after you for a debt. So basically, if somebody is suing you for a debt, but it's after the deadline laid out by the statute of limitations, then you can bring that up as a really powerful defense and get the case dismissed. And we do that at SoloSuit in our answer document. So what are the statutes of limitations in Tennessee? It's pretty simple. Basically, it's 6 years for everything except for judgments. All right. So for an oral debt, statute of limitations is 6 years. So if you agreed to something in just orally, verbally, it's a 6-year limit. Written debt, 6 years. Mortgages, 6 years. Open debt, 6 years. And then credit card debt, 6 years. Auto loans, 6 years. So if you had like a car, statute of limitations on that thing is just 6 years. And then court judgments, 10 years. What is a court judgment? A court judgment is what you get if you lose your lawsuit. If you don't respond, they win, and then they get a judgment against you, and then they can sue you for another 10 years for that debt. Right? Big incentive to respond to this lawsuit and also to win. So that is the statute of limitations in Tennessee. Step 4. This is what everyone's been waiting for. I said there are 4 steps. We're at the last step now. Step 4, file with the court and serve the plaintiff. So you might think this is pretty easy, but it's actually not. A lot of people get caught up on this step. It gets real tricky. All right. So what you got to do is you got to print 2 copies of your answer document. You got to send one to the court, one to the opposing attorney. Sounds pretty simple, but is it? All right. You got to print the documents. That means you got to have a printer. Do you? Maybe. But do you have ink? Do you have toner? Does it work? Do you know how to use it? Do you have the driver installed? Maybe not. Maybe not. Printers are hard, honestly, like a bane of my existence for a very long time. All right, but we actually do have printers. So good news there, we got printers. We can print for you. And then also you got to find out the address for the court. Oftentimes Google just shows you the physical address, not the actual mailing address. So you got to make sure you get the mailing address for your court. And then you got to send it over via USPS. Most people say send it via USPS certified mail with a signature requested. Yeah, that can be a good option for sure. You might want to send it priority mail if you want it to get there faster. So those are a few things to be aware of when you're trying to file your document with the court. Honestly, that's pretty much it. It just includes printing and then mailing those documents. Oftentimes that can be a real hassle for a lot of people, and a lot of people never end up even getting their document out the door. They might have the document, but they don't actually send it, which is why a lot of people go to SoloSuit to file the document for them, right? People love that we file it for them, and we just get it done and make sure it works for you. Katrina Perez, a happy customer, here's her review. She said, I got hit with a lawsuit and started looking up information online. I found SoloSuit and decided to try them out. Thank you, Katrina. At first, I was just interested in their free services. Yep, everybody is. But I ended up going with a higher option and made the purchase for their service. They literally printed and mailed my documents that same day. That's what we oftentimes do. We get those things out fast. We know you're in a hurry, we get it out fast. It was very easy to complete the forms and upload the documents. Yep. I was initially worried, of course. Didn't know if it was a scam. Nope, not a scam. Or if the courts would accept the documents. Yes, they do accept the documents. We make sure they do. The courts accepted the documents and received them within 3 days. Yep. I definitely recommend them. Thank you. Great and fast service. Definitely legit. Thanks again. Great. Couldn't have said it better myself, Katrina. That was a great review. Folks in Tennessee, that's basically everything you need to know. That's basically everything you need to know about our service, right? So SoloSuit can help you out, or you can go at it and respond on your own. That's how you respond to a debt collection lawsuit in the great state of Tennessee. There you go. Till next time, take care.